My name is Emma. I was and desperately needed a job. I saw an ad in the newspaper. A man needed a maid for his two young children. The family was rich, but something about the ad felt urgent, like they needed more than just a helper. When I arrived, the house took my breath away. It was enormous, with tall gates and dark windows that made it feel almost empty. I rang the doorbell. My heart beating fast, the door opened. A tall man stood there, his dark eyes heavy and tired. He didn't smile. "You're here for the maid?" he asked. His voice was flat, distant, and for a moment I felt a chill run down my spine. "Yes, sir, my name is Emma," I said. "I'm Ethan," he replied. He stepped aside without another word, letting me in. As I walked through the grand hall, I noticed the silence. No laughter, no sounds of life, only the faint echo of my footsteps on the marble floor. Faded photographs lined the walls, pictures of a woman who never smiled, her face always serious, like a sad queen watching over the house. I heard faint footsteps upstairs. Then silence. The house felt like it was holding its breath. I realized this job might be harder than I thought. When I finally met the children, twins about years old, I understood even more. Liam and Sophie were quiet, not just shy. They barely spoke at all. They watched me with wide, cautious eyes, as if they were waiting to see if I would stay. "This is Emma," Ethan said. "She'll be your new maid." The children didn't respond. The house remained silent. And in that moment, I knew this job was about more than cleaning. It was about bringing life into a place that had forgotten how to live. I noticed a closed door at the end of the hall. Something about it made me curious and a little afraid what was behind it. My new life began. I lived in a small room inside the big house. I cleaned, cooked, washed dishes, and looked after the children. Liam and Sophie were very quiet. I never heard them laugh. They missed their mother a lot. Ethan didn't talk about her often. He was very busy and spent most of his time in his office. He ate alone and rarely spoke. One evening, while tidying up the attic, I found a small dusty box. Inside were letters and a diary belonging to Isabella. Reading them, I learned about her loneliness in the house, how Ethan had buried his feelings in work, and how much he loved his children. Quietly, I realized he wasn't cold, he was just hurting. The last letter in the box was sealed. I hesitated, wondering if I should open it. What secrets had Isabella left behind? Slowly, I noticed small changes in the children. One evening, Liam and Sophie were laughing as they drew pictures together. I didn't see Ethan at first. He stood quietly in the doorway, watching. "They haven't laughed like this in a very long time," he said. My heart beat fast. This was the first time he had shared something personal. One Tuesday, a woman came to the house. She was well-dressed. "I'm Clara," she said. "I'm Isabella's sister." Clara didn't like me. She watched everything I did. "You're too friendly with the children," she said. "They need rules, not just games." Later she found me alone in the kitchen. I was washing dishes. "You think you can just walk in and take my sister's place?" she asked angrily. "No, of course not. I'm just the maid," I said quickly. She laughed. "Let me tell you a secret, little maid, this perfect family. You see, it was never real. Ethan was never happy with my sister. He is cold. Isabella was lonely in this big house. Don't think you can make him happy. He cannot love." Her words hit me like a punch. Was Ethan really incapable of love? Could I ever belong here? Clara visited often. She tried to make me feel unimportant. Her words hurt, even if I ignored them. One afternoon, she said the children need a real mother. Ethan's not just a girl who plays games. I felt ashamed. I wanted to disappear. Then Ethan spoke. Emma is very good to my children, he said. She makes them happy. That is enough. I was surprised it wasn't just a boss talking. My heart beat faster. Something was changing between us. Over the next few weeks, Ethan began to open up more. One rainy evening, we were in the kitchen together. Liam had spilled his paint on the floor. I laughed while cleaning it up. Ethan laughed too. It was soft, quiet, but it made my heart race. You always make things better, he said, looking at me. I felt a warmth I had never felt before. Then one evening, while putting the children to bed, Sophie gave me a small drawing on it. Ethan and I were smiling, together with the children around us. My eyes filled with tears. Even without words, the children were showing me that I belonged there. That night, as I read a bedtime story to Liam and Sophie, I noticed Ethan standing silently in the doorway. What was he thinking? Then something incredible happened. That night, Liam looked up at me with wide eyes. "Emma, will you stay?" he whispered. My heart jumped. I smiled, holding back tears. "Of course, Liam, I'm not going anywhere." Then Sophie, who had never spoken a word before, looked at Ethan and said softly, "Daddy, smile." Ethan froze. How would he respond to her? Ethan's eyes widened. He walked over, knelt beside her, and gently brushed her hair back. "I will, Sophie," he said, tears forming in his eyes. "I will smile because of you too." The three of us hugged in the warm glow of the room. In that moment, the house didn't feel empty anymore. It finally felt like home. Finally, one night, Ethan came into my room. He looked nervous, but his eyes were full of something I hadn't seen before. Hope. "You are a miracle, Emma," he said softly. He leaned closer and kissed me gently. My heart skipped when he moved back. We just looked at each other. The next morning, Clara came in without calling. "Where is Ethan?" she asked. Ethan came out and smiled at me. Clara saw it. "What's going on here? What have you done to him?" "Clara, please," Ethan said, but she ignored him. "I warned you, little maid. You think you can steal my sister's husband? You're a gold digger. You're using a grieving man." My heart broke. She was right. This was Isabella's house. I didn't belong. "I'm so sorry, Ethan. I'll pack my things," I said and ran upstairs, tears in my eyes. Then Ethan opened the door. He looked worried. "Don't listen to her," he said. "She's wrong. The only thing wrong was my life before you came. Please sit." We sat on the bed. He looked into my eyes. My marriage wasn't happy. Isabella and I were lonely. When she died, my world stopped. But then you came. You brought color into my life. You made me feel alive. The kiss wasn't a mistake. My only mistake was not saying how I felt. "Emma, I'm falling in love with you. Please don't leave. Let's build a real family together." 6 months passed. The house was no longer sad. It was filled with laughter. Clara didn't visit anymore. My old room was now a guest room. I shared the master bedroom. Ethan. He was no longer the sad man I first met. His eyes were full of love. I often passed by the closed door at the end of the hall. Inside are Isabella's belongings, but I never had the heart to step in. Some memories are too delicate to disturb. The sealed letter from Isabella still lies in the box, untouched. I never had the courage to open it. Some things I've learned are better left unread. One day, Ethan held my hand. "Are you happy, Emma?" he asked. I looked at our home, at the man beside me, and at the children I loved like my own. "Yes," I said, "more than I ever dreamed, more than I ever hoped." I came here as a maid looking for a job. Soon I would be Ethan's wife. Love can grow in the most unexpected places. Kindness and patience can heal even the saddest hearts. If you like this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.